I'm in the media business. All right, nothing worse than following Canelo. Because he revs you all up and I bring you down. No, this is awesome, and that was some great information that I got to check out before. Look, I get to talk from the main stage. I got a lot of things to say. So really my purpose here is to try to get everybody focused on what this weekend's about. But before I do that, I want to just really give some props to the Las Vegas team for putting this together. Sue and Pete and Stacy. Is Stacy here? Just kidding. That's a joke. Because I always call Sue Stacy or Stacy Sue. I just do this. Have people seen Pete Pena? I walked in and I was like, oh, I'm looking for Pete Pena. It's like, it's me. I'm like, no, I'm looking for Pete. I lost a small child to teach me about. And that's just how amazing that product is. But look, as Mark said, dream big. That's the theme of this. And while that theme means a lot in terms of what we want for you, what the company wants for you as coaches and your career as a coach, or from your exploits with fitness and portion control and drinking Shakeology, we want you to dream big from what you can do. But there's a bigger thing here, and there's something that I want you to keep in mind. And it's kind of cool, I don't know if you go to these sort of convention halls that much, but usually when you're in these convention halls, and there might be a wedding next year or something, and you can, it's like always noisy in the music. What's cool is when you hear the other room here, it's us. So like they're screaming over there, and that's good. Like everybody's got momentum. I want it loud, man. That's awesome. So, but the point is that we are a part of something that's really big, and it's really special, and it's really easy to forget about it. Okay, you come to Vegas or you live in Vegas, but you come to this event and you're thinking, what are the parties going to be like? What are they going to have in the core store? What food? What clubs can we go to? Like, are the shows going to be impressive? Like, you can sort of lose track of what it's about and why we are important as a company. And when I say we, I don't mean Beachbody, I mean Team Beachbody, all of us together. It was about 2002 that John and I, we were having a meeting, and I had this bottle of ephedra. Now by that point we had Great Abs Guaranteed, Thin Thighs Guaranteed, Slim in 6, and Power 90, and Activit, and they were doing really well. The company was about $66 million a year. But this ephedra, remember ephedra? It's like an herbal weight loss product. And I said, John, this thing is now a $5 billion supplement in like 18 months. Just boom, grew out of nowhere. And anybody could source it. We were like, hey, maybe we should get into this game. It seems to be, it's not bad, it's just an herb. But we were looking at our message boards and reading them and seeing what people were saying about ephedra. And John looked at me and he said, we've got this big investment as being the company that doesn't round any corners. We talk about supplement-assisted exercise, not magic pills. And we made a decision that day that probably cost us, $500 million a year that we could have just sort of launched ahead because we're very good marketers. But we said, you know what, you can't ever go back from that kind of decision. That's the type of thing that once you go there, then you're starting to round the corners. We're the company that has never rounded the corners. Doesn't mean that we've been perfect, but it means that our intent and our judgment is always about how can we give the consumer, the rational consumer, the thinking person, that thing that they want to get results. So look, not everybody will be attracted to what we offer, and that's just the truth of it. You want to ask everybody, but they're probably going to fall in one of three buckets. They might be, that person who gets it, they see the infomercial on TV, or they hear what you're talking about, and they go, oh yeah, I'm going to have to work hard, I'm going to do some portion control, I'm going to drink a shake that costs more than other shakes, but it's dense nutrition, that you know what, this is what I've needed, I'm going to do that. That's the good bucket. And you got this other bucket of people who need to see proof. needs to work on them a little bit. They're going to need you to follow up, to talk to them over and over and over again. And you never know when they're going to come over into this other bucket, but you got to stay on top of them, and you keep on talking to them, and you keep on looking for how you can help them achieve their goals. And eventually there'll be people in this room might have been in that bucket at one time. But that's your job, is to find the people in those two buckets. Because there's this third bucket. These are the people who are just never going to get it. They're not going to get it, and you need to be okay with some of the people aren't ever going to get it. Those are the people that Doritos are a food group. And by the way, I'm not saying that with judgment. It's really okay. Everybody's allowed to choose what they do with their time on this planet. They can do it. If inactivity and food and whatever, if consumption is what they're here for, God love you, have at it. But understand, I'm not going to participate in that. So there's a bucket of people who you got to be okay with saying, you know what, it's all good. You don't judge them. And you say, if you're ever ready, come on over. I'd like to put you in bucket 2 or bucket 1. But you got to let that one go. Because our job, right now, we were talking last night about, has anybody seen this obsession booth, the P90X obsession booth at the core? It's this thing that you go in, if you had results with P90X, you go in there, sit in there, you hit the button, and you can give your testimonial. It's kind of cool, and we're going to use that for the next version of the infomercial, some of the testimonials that we get from there. You know, people don't all have stories ready for that booth, but people will aspire to be in that booth. They'll want to tell their story if they see that you're telling your story. If it means enough that you keep working out, that you share your products, that, we talk about these vital behaviors. Be a product of the product, but keep inviting. Just keep inviting. But all weekend, there's going to be so many distractions, so many things that you could be thinking about. Your smartphones. Those smartphones are, it's great. But don't let it upstage. You can check your emails a million times. Try to budget yourself to pay attention and really listen for the nuggets of greatness. And I'm telling you, this is the way success works. The nuggets that are going to help you change your business are going to be hidden between 5 minutes of boring nothing. And you're going to have to wait for that one to jump out at you. But if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. But there's no way for 3 days that we're going to be able to be interesting the entire time. But eventually, but if you're like on it, and you're just thinking, you know what, I want something out of this. I want something more than a weekend of partying. And you don't know when it's going to happen. By the way, it could happen at a coffee shop. It could happen waiting in line at the core store. It could happen at the white party or any one of these events. You don't know when somebody's going to say that thing that clicks for you and you go, oh, that's what I was missing. Which means you're going to have to be paying attention. But that's your mission this weekend. We talk about dream and big dreams, dream big. We want you to have that. But I want you to look at this as this sort of concentrated educational weekend that can truly change your life if you want your life to change. But you have to be about that. And you have to be about that because somebody in this country has to do it. There are plenty of companies selling an empty box of promises. It's just an empty box because they're putting the artificial stuff in their shades, or they're offering fitness solutions that are just gimmicks. That's the stuff for this number 3 column. That stuff that the people are about, make me some money. Hey, wait, that people could lose weight with that, but I'll make money? We've never been about that. And I've been unapologetic about the fact that we are about helping people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. Helping people do the real work of understanding the importance of the real work and not being afraid that it takes work to achieve something. The people who achieve something in this business, I'm telling you right now, and it's not going to shock any of you, but it might be important to keep in mind for you and your downline. And that is, the people who succeed in this business and make money are the ones that don't quit and the ones that work hard. Shocker. But literally, there are gonna be days, or you're gonna hear from people, and they're gonna be like, you know what, I'm thinking about quitting that thing. And you say, oh, you stopped wanting to make money. No, it's just not working for me. Well, are you working hard enough? Well, kind of, maybe, I'm sort of. All you gotta do is look at their Facebook page. Are they posting about what they're doing or not? I check all you don't even know. I'm lurking around. I don't watch TV. I'm checking your Facebook pages. And I can tell who's sharing, who's not. I literally, I go through, and I got people that help me. I go through, I unfriend you, man. If I see people that, if they're a coach, but they're not beach bodying their page a little bit, if that Facebook page is not, then I gotta make room on Facebook. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm saying I gotta make room on Facebook for the people who are working it on Facebook in terms of that friend thing, because then we tag each other and things happen. But I also think it's an important platform for sharing what you're doing so that people know it's real. Not that you're selling. I'm not asking you to sell on Facebook. I'm asking you to share your experience on Facebook. Point is, I can tell who's working, and I can tell who wants to make money because they're not going to quit. And it's not just about making money. It's about making a real impact in this world. Because let me read a few stats, okay? Did some research. We talk about, this weekend we're going to talk about a lot of things that'll help you build your business, and I hope all of you, literally. Who in here wants to be a millionaire? Okay, good. Really? Okay, let me see it again. Okay. Keep your hands up for a second. Put your hand down. This will be interesting. I've never done this. Put your hand down if you are not willing to work for it. Good for you. Huh? All right, okay. All right, good. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be nice if it came easy. I'm not saying turn it down if it's going to come easy, but you've got to be willing to work for it. All right. Also, put your hand up if you'd like to help people. For real. Okay. Let me tell you how important that is that you just held up your hand. The causes of stress in America, 77% of our population reports that they experience severe stress on a daily basis. That stress comes, that's 77%. Yikes. I'm one. Where's that come from? Top 3 reasons: job pressure, money, and health. By the way, if you don't feel like writing this down, we're going to do a blog post about these stats that I pulled off the internet, that I made up. Just kidding. The top 3 reasons: job pressure, money, and health. Think we can help relieve that stress a little bit? I think hard work, working out, and eating right actually relieves stress because it relieves those 3 things. Personal development helps too. Wonder if there's behaviors in this country that we can help change. The total percentage of empty calories that make up a child's diet, 40%. What kind of parents are we? Average amount of soda, kids between the age of 12 and 19 drink a day, 22 ounces. That's more water. That's more than the water they drink. Total amount of calories that you're recommended to take a day, this is obviously an average, 2,000 calories a day is about the recommended average. Total amount of calories Americans consume every day, 3,800. That's 1,800 excess calories a day than you're recommended, which basically means in about 2.5 days you've gained a pound. Wondering if it's a significant opportunity to invest your time and energy into this fight against obesity? Let's listen to this. Okay, 68% of the population is currently overweight or obese. Think we got an opportunity? I think we do. 34% are actually obese. The number of years that obesity costs our population in life. So think about it. Think about your parents right now. They will lose, on average, 9 years of life by being obese. Think about you. Are you willing to sacrifice or let your friends sacrifice 9 years with their kids, of seeing their kids, what they might become, in order to have those extra calories every single day? We got to get our priorities straight. The average increase in health expenditure for an obese person, 25%. All right, let's talk about childhood obesity. It has tripled in the last 30 years. Tripled. Annual cost of childhood obesity, $100 billion a year. We're a company that does this year we're on track to do about $650 to $700 million. $100 billion? I think we can do a little better. Deaths attributed to childhood obesity every year, 300,000. Children who are obese have an 80% chance of becoming an obese adult. So that means the kids who are obese and have an 80% chance of becoming obese adults will lose those 9 years. Is that the kind of parents we want to be? You hear all this stuff, family first, pro-family, have the kids are the future. We need to make proactive decisions that are going to teach our kids. I don't think it's government or schools or anybody else but us, the parents, that need to show the kids that it's important through our behavior. This is what you do. This is what we do. You were attracted to this business because you were attracted to doing something that was a little bit better than the other guys, the other options that you have. And I know you have other options. But you chose Team Beachbody because you want to help people. And I am so proud to be in the same room with you, to be in Las Vegas with you, because Team Beachbody is nothing. We achieve no mission without you. We achieve nothing that I want to achieve. That decision that John and I made about ephedra is symbolized in the fact that you are here to help people. Yes, you want to create wealth, but you want to do it in a way that helps people. You're an extension of that decision that John and I made back in 2002, that we wanted to do something that truly showed people the right way to go about this. That's how important your work is this weekend. So when you're thinking about your downtime and you're about to check your smartphone, and again, you got to do what's right for you. But I want you to think about just one thing that you can get out of this weekend that's going to help blow your business up. Because when your business blows up, that means you are helping more and more and more people in a quantum level. I want 10 times the productivity from this team in the next year. 10 times. I want 1 million coaches. I want 1 million people drinking Shakeology. And I'm doing everything I can with all the resources I can to support that. But the number one resource I have is you, your enthusiasm, and your determination. Your absolute unwillingness to quit. Or your absolute courage to keep talking to people even though it's hard. Even though it's not easy to start that conversation. But if you do it in a way where you want to help people instead of sell people, you will be unstoppable. Do you hear me? If you approach this business not as who can I sell, but how can I help, you'll be unstoppable. It's an easy conversation to start. What are you doing, honey? What do you do to help for your health and fitness? Or I noticed that your kids are huge. No, I'm just kidding. You're going to find a way to start a conversation. Here's what you do. Get yourself a bracelet. What would Mark Cannella do? He'd just start talking. And he'd find some traction. You just got to start talking. And then if you do it in a probing way, that to help people find a solution for them, then you got nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about rejection anymore. You worry about rejection when you're trying to sell somebody a car they don't want. You worry about rejection when you're trying to sell somebody a beauty product that they just don't need. That is because it's going to line your pockets, not help them. You don't have to worry about rejection when in your heart you truly want to help people. Keep that in mind. The work you're doing is important. This weekend is important. The things you learn this weekend are important. And then how you use it in the end of June, July, and August is extremely important. So make sure you put your team cups together and pay close attention. God, what you guys do is so important. I wish I could just talk to each one of you, just shake your hand and tell you, I love you for what you do. I have so much pride in what you do, and I need so much more of it. Thank you for coming this weekend. Have a great Sunday.